Hi there folks, I recently went up to Roto, which is the company which makes our Roto moulded boats. It was quite a fascinating experience, so I thought I'd make a quick video to show how we make our boats at RS. So the process starts by putting a polyethylene powder into these funnels, and then the powder is then put into the bottom part of the mould, as you can see here. As you can see, the mould is really high finish. It's important that it is super shiny to make sure that you get a really good finish on the hull. And here comes the top part of the mould. You can't quite make it out, but all the top side fittings where, for example, you might screw in a cleat are all part of that top part of the mould. Once the mould has been filled with plastic and heated up, those fittings will then stay with the hull. Once the top part and the bottom part of the mould are joined together, then you'll see that it starts to rotate. It rotates round and then comes along the track and then starts moving up into the oven. As you can see, the oven is a massive clamshell shape. It goes up into the mould, the clamshell closes up, and then the mould is heated up to 300 degrees and it's spinning all the time. As that plastic gets hotter and hotter, it turns to liquid and then spreads all around the mould. The oven then tips forwards and backwards to make sure that all the plastic gets into all those nooks and crannies. So there's three layers to any plastic boat. The first, which is just the polyethylene outer layer, which gives it the tough rigidity. Then the inner layer is a foam that once it reaches a certain temperature, it expands to make that inner layer. And then the final layer is a layer of natural polyethylene to give the rigidity on the inside. Every time that the mould is in the oven and it's rotating round, the temperature and the speed that it's rotating is all being controlled by a computer program. This enables us to get the consistency that's needed when you're building a large amount of roto-moulded boats. So the mould will go up into the oven 3 times on 3 separate occasions, going up into the oven, rocking and rolling, spinning round, coming down, next layer of plastic, back in, rocking and rolling, back down, and then a third layer. Once the third layer is finished, then it will go onto a cooling mould where it will rest there for a while and shrink down and settle down into position. Once it's cooled down a bit, then the guys will start putting all the fittings on the boat. Once the boat is fitted out, then they'll pressure test it to make sure that it's completely airtight so you won't get a leaky boat. And there we have it, a final boat which is ready to be wrapped up and then sent out to a customer. Well, that was a very brief overview of how we make some of our roto-moulded boats, such as the RS Terror, the RS Fever and RS Quest. If you want more information, feel free to contact me through social media, Facebook at RS Steve Dean or Twitter at RS Steve Dean 2. Thanks a lot and speak to you soon.